excited to get a complete arm pump, buys included. I've been chilling out on them a little bit just because I can kind of tell that the right one had like a little bit of a slight tweak, a slight twinge. I'm starting to think it's just like or that it was just like some kind of pinched nerve or something like that. Because it doesn't feel like, I mean, of course, strength wise, compromised, not at all. I can just kind of feel a little bit of a twinge. I think what I really need to be doing, I've kind of been doing this a little bit, but not as much as I should. I need like a wooden, like a dowel or like something, like a lacrosse ball style. Maybe I'll get one of those like massage guns. That'd probably do me some good too. And just fucking drill into it, break up whatever's been going on down there. The only other kind of recurring twinge that I seem to have kind of come in and out of my training is this forearm right in here, kind of where the forearm, like this kind of chunk of meat, starts to meet the elbow. Something about in there, every so often it'll get kind of rough, where sometimes curling will fuck with it, or even pressing, which really sucks. It's yeah, it must just be, honestly, that kind of sounds like tennis elbow. I don't even really know what tennis elbow is though. I kind of always assumed that was like stuff down here on your actual elbow itself. But, no matter. Again, of course, anything that hurts, for the most part, you're not going to want to be doing. But you also have to kind of take some initiative and try to figure out what's going on. It only takes a couple of Google searches to look up, like, okay, so wait, someone else has had the same issue as me. All right, cool. How do they fix it? I remember looking up the same shit with the thing I had with my forearm, be it like a, I don't know, pinched nerve or some kind of twinge or whatever. And I was like, how the hell do I get rid of this? This is fucking me. And I just looked up some video, found a power lifter, and he's like, same shit happens to me. Whenever it kind of, flares up, he just takes like a wooden rod, like a dowel or something, and just fucking grinds the fuck out of his forearm. Not in a bad way, of course, but like in a real deep tissue massage kind of way. And then he's all right. So more often, actually, fucking probably 99.9% of the time, anytime you're going through some kind of situation, somebody else has gone through the exact same thing. And now, more likely than not, you can just look it up and see that somebody posted about it. So, you can apply that to, whatever part of your training. If you're having trouble getting your meals down, look up fucking how to eat more calories, shit like that. I'm personally, I don't like rely on coaches or dietitians and stuff like that. I kind of go about it my own way that I like. Not saying that I think I'm on their level of like intelligence or anything like that. I'm just saying I kind of get the idea, the basic framework. But, dudes who have been doing this for a long time, like coaches and stuff like that, they have a lot of inside info, and a lot of them just post this shit online. I'll see, I forget the dude. Super smart though. Whenever I see his clips and he's saying some shit, I'm always like, okay, that actually sounds kind of smart. And he's talking about putting, sugar or dextrose in, like sushi rice to make it easier to get down. Shit like that. It's not something you may even come across, but, well, yeah, I mean, it's definitely not something you're just gonna figure out on your own. So I think what I'm really trying to say is, if you ever run into any kind of problem or situation or whatever, in terms of your training, I guess you could do this with anything, but of course, if I'm talking about something in the video, it's going to be, about weightlifting, about muscle growth, then, just look it up, try to figure out an answer for yourself. The last thing you want to do is just be locked into whatever fucking problem you have and have that hinder your progress. Oh, I can't get my meals in. Fuck. Well, I guess I'm just the type of guy who can't eat his food. And then, you never break 200 pounds. Not ideal. Not freaking ideal. So yeah, enough of that little enough of that little speech. Plan for arms is going to be the same as normal. Pushdowns of a few varieties, as well as, well, that's honestly all I can say for sure. I'll see what happens. Maybe I'll do some dips. Machine dips, of course. I think body weight dips are a little bit too chest dominant, so I kind of stay away from them for triceps. But a dip machine, I have no problem with. I love slamming a dip machine, especially sometimes with like oh my god, are these guys gonna let me fucking turn? Especially with like a drop set sometimes. A dip machine can be very nice. They're kind of hit or miss though, like sometimes I'll do a dip machine and I get like all chest and I really just can't squeeze my triceps. The best dip machine I've ever used was in a gym in Michigan. It was it was in Petoskey. I need to go back there. That gym was sick because it had I've brought this up before too. It's got a first floor that was like pretty commercial, kind of kind of LA Fitness style. Just cardio machines, cables, dumbbells, other weight machines. Just normal shit. And then it had a basement, which had a little bit more hardcore stuff. Still machines, but that's where all the power racks were, the really heavy dumbbells. And there's this dip machine. It must have been from the fucking 90s. Smooth. You actually buckled yourself in, so oh, dude, they knew what they were doing back then. I think I kind of like I'm not gonna say it doesn't work, and I use machines that are cool. It's not like I speak for every lifter in the world, but a lot of newer machines in gyms, like I kind of they seem just a little bit redundant sometimes. I see a lot of I don't know what the brand is, maybe Nautilus. I don't know. A lot of the machines where the seat moves as you do a rep, like as you're doing a chest press, like the seat also moves. I don't know, man. I mean, I think you're losing sight of the point by adding all this extra complexity. Of course, I'm not an exercise machine engineer, so they know what they're doing more than me. But as the practitioner, as the guy using them, I feel like I've got a little bit of an opinion to say, a little bit of a valid point to make, you know. Plus, I mean, I'm sure you've noticed if you've used an old pec deck, real simple, just metal handles, it's got the cable stack, adjusts, and that's it. Real simple. Ah, usually, man, I like those better. Just better feel, something that's, you know, can't beat the basics. Cannot beat the basics. But let's get back to training. So push downs, yeah, single arm, double arm, rope, straight bar, uh, overhead dumbbell for sure. What else? Yes, we'll see. Probably 5, 6 sets, as many as I feel is enough to stimulate some growth plus get a full pump. It's not like I just get a pump and then I say, okay, the lift is over. I kind of base it off of like how hard the sets were, how fatigued I am, just kind of overall subjective, grading of how the lift just went. And that's kind of based off of, years upon years of lifts. So after tries are done, buys is just going to be the same thing, but, with curls. Right? Dumbbell, easy bar, cable, preacher, we'll just have to see. I am open to, what am I open to? Inspiration? No, that doesn't sound right. You get the idea. I got a basic gist of what I'm going to do, but I'm not locked into any specific movements or exercises or reps or styles or whatever. Once I get in there and I kind of see how I feel, I'll kind of use that as a starting point to decide, okay, I know a set of standing dumbbell curls is going to feel pretty good right now. And a set of preacher curls, that might not feel that. That might not be that good. Maybe I'll skip those and do, something else. And I think that just kind of comes with training experience. So I think enough yapping about it and enough chit chat. Let's just get in there, park, and get started. I feel like it's been a while since I've started with just basic straight bar pushdowns. I've always been doing kind of like funky single arm squeezing stuff. So first set, whole stack plus a plate. Of course, I've kind of sat here and warmed up for a little bit, but my goal here is just get as many good reps out as possible. I'm not going to like hold each one for a full second at the bottom, but I am going to get a good squeeze, good stretch, good squeeze, and then once I can't get to the bottom anymore, I'll still just bust out some partials. I've had very good success with just basic approach to triceps. I've had lifts where the only movement I've done was just straight bar pushdowns. So I don't think there's, well, I guess I lied. I do need some more overhead work, but other than that, no need to overcomplicate it. Okay. Let's do one more like that. Okay. All right. Let's do some overhead dumbbell. I gotta go for a little bit of an overhead angle, but basic plan, instead of just a normal straight set of overhead dumbbell, I think I'm gonna go a little bit extra heavy. So this is the 65. I might only get like 5 reps, but then I'll put it down and grab the 30s and do a drop set. So, I mean, just another way to do a hard set. As long as you go hard, I think you're doing something right. But I do like drop sets on, not even on rare occasion. I don't know why I haven't been doing them. It's just kind of a different, it's almost like you're giving yourself assisted reps, but without having someone assist you, if you kind of catch my logic. But right arm first since it's smaller, and then same thing on the left. Okay. One more just like that. Okay. That's enough of that. Let's do something else. This particular dip machine kind of rubs me the wrong way, but it does let me put a crazy amount of tension on my triceps, so it's kind of worth it. But this action I don't love. I'd prefer if these arms were like locked together, because the fact that they kind of move independently makes it just a little bit too wobbly for my taste. You know, like, it's like I was talking about earlier, how shit's getting a little bit overcomplicated. Think how much simpler this thing would have been to design if it didn't have these two little independently functioning arms. Now, of course, they serve a purpose. You know, they make sure that each arm has an equal amount of force. I guess that's good for imbalances. Whatever. Either way, crazy set. I'm gonna make sure I go hard. I want it to feel like I'm gonna rip my triceps off. In a good way. Not in a fucking Larry Wheels featured video kind of way. If you get what I'm saying. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. One more just like that. Okay. Holy shit. Let's I don't know, let's finish with something. And triceps are close to done. I feel like they've been hit sufficiently. I want to do one more lighter squeezing movement though, just to really put the finishing touches on them. All right, I'm gonna recreate last triceps finisher. So some single arm pre-exhaustion and then some assisted reps from a fellow compatriot, a fellow freak. Oh, there we go. All right, here we go. Okay, a little heavier than that. All right. Okay, that's good. Three more. Oh my God. Okay. That's perfect. There we go. Nice. Let's move on to buys. All right. After a few decent but not so tiring warm-up sets, I'm ready to throw the 70s around. Now, whenever I curl, I'd say I draw the line at 50s. Whenever I curl above that, I like to put straps on because I feel like grabbing on the dumbbells that heavy, or this heavy, I just get a lot of forearm activation. You know, I can tell that like my, whatever this fucker is, takes over. I'm trying to hit my biceps, not my forearms. You know, if I want to hit my forearms, I'll hit them directly, like I'm going to do at the end of this lift. But right now, for biceps, just another utility for your lifting straps. You know, help take all the accessory muscles out of the equation and just focus on squeezing. Yeah. One more just like that. Holy fuck. Oh. I don't mind a little bit of swinging, like the end of that set. I probably don't want all my sets to look like that, but if that's what I gotta do to get an extra few reps out, you gotta do what you gotta do. But let's move on to something else. I'm pretty fucking glad I got so much bicep strength after not hitting them hard for like 3 weeks. But then again, I have been bulking, so I got a lot of calories at my disposal. Fuck. I'm gonna change it up a little bit. Obviously, that was 2 really fucking heavy sets of curls. I can definitely feel like I just threw around the 70s. So now, totally different style. Lighter, single arm cable curls. Not like super light, of course, still enough for a hard set, but light enough where I can really control it. And I'm not trying to just have as much tension on my biceps as possible through the reps, but when I get to the top, I am seriously trying to squeeze. You know, I say this a lot, and I really do think you should take it to heart. When you do lighter squeezing sets, and I mean like, you know, a moderate weight, a rep you can really control, don't just go through the motion. Like I could sit here and just like bust out curl after curl, and it could be an okay set, but I'm really gonna focus on when I get to the top, especially when I'm fresh, I wanna like try to pull my hand, touch my shoulder. Like that's what I wanna feel right at the top. Even if it doesn't look like I'm holding the weight, focusing on that extra squeeze. Like if you're doing leg extensions and you straighten your leg, just an extra little bit of effort, a little extra push, you're gonna notice it in terms of your fatigue, and I can guarantee in terms of the pump that you get. So let's throw around a little less than half the stack. Actually, I'll go just a touch lighter. I'm trying to make my biceps ignite. That's how much they're gonna be on fire. Okay. My right bicep's a little bit behind the curve, so if I fail on 14, even if the left one could get 20, I'm gonna call it a 14, so the right one can catch up in both strength and size. I think let's move on, but I might do one more. I guess you'll find out in 3, 2, pretty much the same style of set as the cable curls, but you know, light-ish preachers. Solid stretch, and when I get to the top, I don't want this to be a resting position. I don't want to get to the top of the rep and say, okay, now I can sit here and rest for a second before I do another one. I want to really keep squeezing. Squeeze, 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 get to the top, and then back down. And then I'll just do a couple little partials until I am forced to just rack the weight. So let's just play some kind of something and get hyped up, do a good one. Okay, fuck. Oh, yes. Fuck. Okay. Let's do one more set of dumbbells, and I think buys are done. Nearly fully cucked. Fully cucked. No. Near fully cooked. Just need a few more degrees. And I think a light set of dumbbell curls will do that for me. My plan for the finisher is, instead of some kind of funky, what's this, alternation of a curl, I was thinking about doing like some kind of bent over, like alternating concentration curls. I feel like this is when you're probably neglecting a little bit. Just doing alternating dumbbell curls, leaning up against the wall. I haven't done this for a while, but I do like it a lot. Of course, I'm not going to be throwing the 70s around here. Even that first set when I was pretty strong, I was still kind of swinging it a little bit. So I'm only going to do I'll just do the 40s here. And then, run up against the wall. I got no swinging. Or at least that's the point. I'm trying not to swing. So the only thing doing any work is just each bicep trying to fight against fucking gravity. Honestly, if there's another 45, I'd probably do that. But I think the 40s will do me good. So I'll just sit here, many as possible, and then we can go check the pump. I can already feel I'm fucking swollen to shit. But of course, seeing is believing. So let's just get ready to check it out. Oh, fuck. No, okay, fuck. All right. Let's go check the pump. All right, arms are now fully pumped. My two go-to posing spots. Oh, whoops. They've been usurped. They've been taken. They've been invaded. I'm not gonna let that stop me though. This is not a bad pose down spot either. Not that it even matters. I mean, it's just lighting, fucking superficial. Obviously, the workout is gonna be just as good if I do a pump check or if I don't. But come on. You really think I'm gonna do a lift and not check the pump? Guess what? You sound crazy. You sound fucking loco out of your noggin. So let's see how these pythons are doing. Let's see how they reacted to those. Actually, fuck, how many sets was those? I feel like I was in the 6 and 7 range. Oof. It's been a while since I've had a bicep pump. I bet the freak factor is going to be a little bit extra for me. Oh, yeah. Ooh. Yeah, see, that is what I'm fucking going for. With the tricep peeking over the back and this fucking side chest. Very nice. And same thing inside try. One thing I'll say when my triceps are pumped, the separation kind of fades just a touch. I mean, purely due to the fact that there's just so much blood. I mean, all the little fibers and whatever kind of get covered up. Let's see. Let's just hit front lat spread and then we can roll. I said I was going to do forearms. I think I'll do them, but I just won't add them. If you want to see a little bit of a forearm lift, just look up samsulek forearms. Ooh, very nice. So one thing too, which is kind of not ideal for me, purely irresponsibility on my part, is I'm still on the come up from the little California trip. I need to get carbs back up again. It was I should have put way more emphasis on making sure, I got my meals in on the plane and like the whole day of, but traveling kind of fucked me. So that's just a lesson from me to pack some Tupperware. I'd say give it another day or two. We'll be back to fully carved up state, and these pumps will be even freakier than they already are. But let's get in the car. Well, for you, let's get in the car. Isn't that nice? Isn't that just a nice way to finish the day? A cheeky little arm pump, some heavy curls, some heavy pushdowns, some assisted reps beyond failure. Every other buzzword under the sun to describe a quality workout. That is very nice. And I have got a pint of either strawberry. Actually, no, I think it's more than that. I can't remember how much. But in the last grocery haul, I got some strawberry and some vanilla ice cream. The strawberry one is kind of calling my name. I think that will pair quite nicely with a pound of top sirloin steak, as well as potentially some electrolyte packets to replenish some of the sodium and potassium and whatever else I sweated out during that lift. That will definitely do me good. Now, when it comes to dairy consumption, if you're unfortunate enough to not be able to handle it in terms of your gut, then I am not envious of you. I fucking love ice cream. Chocolate milk, strawberry milk, cereal. I guess if it really fucks you, just get some Lactaid, or get some of those enzymes to break down the lactose for you. But yeah, it still kind of sucks that you kind of have to go through that roundabout step. So yeah, that's all my plan is for tonight. I don't have a ton of work except for just studying for next week, which... yeah, I definitely gonna have a lot of shit to do. I think I'll start tomorrow. It'll be a good day to start. Not tonight. Tonight is for me to get nice and cozy, eat my ice cream, watch The Sopranos, getting close to the end, and then just freaking chill. I'm really waiting for some more episodes of Jujutsu Kaisen to come out, plus Invincible. Oof, dude, Invincible is getting good. I'm not gonna read it. I know that the comics go so far into the story, but I think I'll just wait and watch it as it comes out. So plan for tomorrow is gonna be legs, hamstrings, quads, same as normal. Might add some pressing, may not. Might just do a lot of leg extensions. A lot of leg extensions sort of combined into a superset with sissy squats. Those have been absolutely destroying my quads lately. I haven't been doing them for a couple of weeks. I really could not tell you why. It is a sick superset, and I can say that with certainty. Same thing with hamstring curls, straight into kind of light RDLs. But I don't really love doing RDLs with free weights. I like doing RDLs ideally with a dedicated cable RDL machine where I actually get to stand on a platform, bend over, grab some handles, get a really good stretch. And something about the movement, or like the the strength curve of the cables. It just makes the RDL feel way easier to squeeze in my hamstrings rather than, my glutes and lower back. Because, the whole point, the whole point of my leg days at least is, I want to slam my hamstrings, I want to destroy my quads so that my thigh itself thickens up, but I don't want to hit anything else. Just like how I was talking about straps on those heavy dumbbell curls, how if I didn't use them, then my forearms would come into play a little bit too much. Same thing with quads and hamstrings. I kind of judge movements based upon how much they actually hit the targeted muscle. That's why I don't squat flat-footed, because when I squat with heels elevated, it lets me put way more tension on my quads rather than my glutes. When I squat with flat feet or when I do leg press, I feel like I get an even mix of quad and glute activation. And I do not need bigger glutes. They're big enough. I want my quads and my hamstrings to really thicken up. I don't need a bigger dump truck. So, one thing I was getting ready to say, I think I was gonna say this on the way here, but I kind of forgot. Let me ask you this. Do you have your whole year planned out? How far ahead in advance do you have something that you want to progress in planned, on a day-by-day basis, right? How far ahead? Maybe a week, maybe a month, maybe not at all. You gotta work on that. I'm a little bit spoiled because my year, honestly, my next few years, they're already lined up and scheduled. Now, it's a pretty simple schedule, but by sticking to it, I can make pretty solid progress. And the only thing on that schedule is, eat my food and go to the gym. So, as long as I hit those two goals every day, I know that I'm doing something right. And honestly, they don't even really feel like goals just because I want to do them, Like if somebody didn't even care about working out at all and they were like forced to, do all these lifts and eat all their food and track their macros and whatever, if they didn't actually want to do it, dude, this shit would be a fucking challenge, But if you actually want results, then you should be able to have the kind of firm enough grasp on reality to understand that your effort in, going to the gym, doing your macros, eating your meals, hitting your protein, whatever else, all that shit is going to correlate directly with your fucking progress. So it should hype you up to do it. That's how I feel about the matter, at least. But now I just get to go home, eat, chill, maybe fold my laundry, maybe not. It's not going to affect the pump. And then I get cardio in the morning. I'm definitely going to be ready for bed after I finish my meals. So, that's all I got. I'll see you next time.